Hello, welcome to Bucket List Cruising. So what I have for you today is a series of pictures, screenshots and pictures of the menus and the food from the main dining room at the MSC Grandiosa. So I was lucky enough to be on that for a repositioning cruise. So it's an extensive amount of pictures of menus and food. So if it's a little too long for your liking, let me know in the comments down below. But what I was trying to do was pull together some information for you of what the menus look like every day, kind of the plating of the food. I don't have smell-o-vision or taste-o-vision. I wish I could let you sample a little bit of each of the foods so that you could see if you were going to like the food in the main dining area of the MSC Grandiosa. But the best I can do is pictures. So mostly what I have are dining room pictures, the dinner menu. Every once in a while I would go there for breakfast or for lunch. But so I threw those in just to give you a little bit of variety. But one of the things that is kind of interesting about this, not only are you going to be able to get a good understanding of what the menus look like, on a day-to-day basis, because one of the things that some folks talked to me about when I said I was going on a repositioning cruise and I'd be on there for 17 days, they asked, well, aren't you going to get sick of the food? And, you know, that's a legit question. And so this way you can see across 17-day span how they change things up, what kind of gets repeated, or kind of recycled through the menu planning and how they change things up. But one thing that is really interesting about this particular cruise, because it's a repositioning cruise, we started out for probably 2/3 of those 17 days, 2/3, yeah. It was a North American menu because we started in Florida and ended up in Europe. But what was very interesting for me, just from a contextual standpoint, was that I got to watch them flip the ship over from a more North American style of cruising to a Mediterranean style of cruising. And so if you hang out throughout the whole video and watch all of the screenshots of the menus, you'll see that at the end of the cruise, they switch it from the menu, makeup of the menu completely changes. And so that was kind of interesting to me to see how things are different from a North American crowd to a European crowd. So I found that interesting. Maybe you will too. So mostly it was the dinners. Every once in a while I'd have a lunch and a breakfast, and it was the food that I ordered. And of course, so I was traveling solo and didn't always have a table mate that I felt comfortable enough to go, can I take a picture of your food? So every once in a while I was able to get my table mates on either side to let me take a picture before they dipped into their food. The other thing is that sometimes I would get a little chatty or I would get a little excited about the dish and I would forget to take the picture. So, you know, there are some times when you're a little short on pictures of food and just have the menu because I just got excited and I was living my life and I forgot to let the camera eat first. And I just dipped in. So, oh shoot, you know, happens to the best of us. Now, if you could do me two huge favors, I am a new content creator, and so I'm still kind of getting a sense of what is helpful information and what is interesting to you. And so if there is a different way you would like to get information about the food and the menus and the main dining of the cruises, let me know in the comments down below. And the second one, ooh, and this is a big ask. So if you get into about halfway through this video and you're like, okay, yeah, fine, I get a sense. Here's a screenshot of all this food. Like, I have better things to do with my time. If you could do me a huge solid and just let the video play all the way to the end and just play on your phone or do multitask or something, because I'm so new with this in this whole YouTube universe. If you click away from the video, if you liked it and you felt like the content was helpful, but it was just a little too long, but you click away from the video and go on about your day, it tells YouTube that the video sucked and it doesn't push it out to other people. So if you felt the content was helpful and it was just a little too long for your liking, just do this newbie a solid and just like play a game on your phone while it plays to the end. And then tell me in the comments down below how I can improve and tweak this process of sharing this kind of information with you so that I can do better in the future. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So here are the pictures of all of the menus. Now at the end, I'm gonna let you know just some of my general thoughts about the food in the main dining area. Okay, here you go. There were two main reasons that I took this MSC cruise. First and foremost was the cost. It was incredibly cheap, reasonably priced for a cost per day, especially because, as a solo person traveling on a cruise, you have to kind of deal with all of that single math versus the couple math. But MSC is known for being a budget. I don't want to call it a budget cruise line because the ship isn't budget. The activities and the things on it isn't budget. It's just they are so much more inexpensive than the rest of the North American cruise lines. And I think it's because they're purposefully cutting their prices down because they're trying to eat into the North American market and compete with Royal and Carnival and all of that. Now, the second reason I went is because they have such a terrible reputation. If you listen to anybody on the, YouTube University or whatever, you always hear these rumblings about how horrible MSC is and how, oh my God, I would never travel on an MSC cruise ever again. And I have people I actually know who I trust and respect that cruise on a regular basis say we will never step foot on MSC again. And I believe them, but I'm just one of those people that it's like, really? Could it be that bad? And I have to check that out for myself. And specifically about the food, I know some folks that are like, the food was so horrible. We had to buy food on a port day just to get through. And I was like, dang, that's terrible. Now, that happened to them several years ago. I do think that MSC has listened and changed some things, but that was the second primary reason that I went, because I'm such a stubborn so-and-so. I have to see that shit for myself. Is it really that bad? So let's talk about the food. Now, first, let me give you a little bit of a context. I have not cruised a lot in my adulthood on traditional cruising. I took a cruise 20 million years ago. Jesus, I don't know. How long has it been? I'm divorced for several. I know exactly how many years I was divorced. I can't remember how many years I was married. That'll tell you something. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So I cruised on my honeymoon a million years ago. Hadn't cruised traditional cruising for quite some time. And then took a trip on Royal Caribbean in February. Took this trip on MSC in April, and then in the end of May took a cruise on Princess. So in a very short period of time, I got to sample the food on 3 different cruise lines. Okay, now I believe with all my heart that you could get 10 people in a room. You could have from the same ship, and you could ask them, what did you think about the food? And it will give you 10 different answers. So anytime someone tells you about the food on a ship, you really have to take that with a grain of salt, because there are just so many factors involved as it relates to where did you eat? Was the kitchen having a bad day? What is the person that's talking about it? What are their personal preferences? What's their deal? And so take what I'm going to say with a grain of salt. I thought the food was above average. Okay. Now let's take into consideration that my philosophy about this is that cruise food is fancy cafeteria food. Okay. They are creating thousands of meals in just a matter of minutes. So they are cranking that stuff through there like nobody's business. It is not fine dining. Okay, maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, you could get fine dining on a cruise. I don't believe that is the case anymore. What I will say about the food is that I was thrilled with it. Okay, I didn't have to cook the meal. I sure shit didn't have to clean up after the meal. So my expectations are probably average to a little below average, because I think, what the hell? I didn't have to put in any effort into this food, and that makes me happy. But the food in the main dining area on MSC, I thought it was above average. There were a couple times I was like, "Oh, this is not my favorite." Or there were a couple times where I was like, "This is just really mid and I'm not going to eat this whole thing." And for sure, I'm going to go up to the buffet and have some great pizza for a nighttime snack because I didn't love this meal. But that, on 17 days, shit, I do that when I cook for myself at home, right? These kinds of things happen. And so I sometimes think we get our expectations on cruise food to be so high. But what I will say is there were multiple meals where I wish I had a little bit more of it, right? Or I was like, oh, if I see that on the menu again, I'm getting that a second time and I'm not trying something new. I thought the food was fine. Um, I thought it was great sometimes. And so the desserts, ironically enough, the desserts were my least favorite. They all looked pretty, but when you actually start to eat them, I'd just be like, "Oh, this is not that great." But the appetizers, fantastic. Main courses, very filling, kind of on the healthy side sometimes. Delicious, good cuts of steak. Um, I thought the food was great. I would do it again. I would eat there for, another 20-day cruise. I plan on going on another repositioning cruise again and have no concerns whatsoever about being sick of the food. Because really, it's a thing. I mean, how many of you have been on a week-long kind of all-inclusive resort, thing in Mexico, and by Wednesday, you're so sick of the buffet and you're so sick of the main dining area, you're like, Jesus, like, how are we going to get through the rest of the week? I did not have anywhere near that kind of experience on the MSC Grandiosa when I was on there for 17 days. It was solid. I was completely happy. So I hope that this information was helpful for you. I hope that you're going to go on the MSC Grandiosa and may you have a fantastic time. Now, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below, because after I have put up all of my MSC content, I'm going to take all of the questions and do a live and answer all the questions. So by all means, put any comments that you have down below, because that's really helpful for me. Any comments, any questions, all of that. All right. Thank you so much for watching the video here at the new Bucket List Cruising, and I appreciate you all. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.